Check us out on Patreon, guys, where we're giving you the entire year now for $10.08. Over 100 videos worth of content for $10.08.
8 cents is just such a slap in the face.
Like 84 cents a month, I think is what it comes out to.
I haven't seen 84 cents in 15 years. Ever since penny candy.
So check us out on Patreon, guys. Hope to see you there.
The entire year.
What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man George.
What's up, guys? How you living out there, man? Shout out to the free thinkers, man.
Yeah, man. So what y'all think about that sober video, man? They want us to do a Tool marathon.
Oh, they always want to. I think Tool fans just. I mean, I think every day we get something from some Tool fan. Like, yo, dude, can you just make this a Tool channel? It's just out of curiosity, or a separate channel for Tool. Yeah, man. But we're gonna do UFO today.
Yes,
UFO. Don't really know much of anything about UFO. This is an old school band.
And apparently they're a pretty big band, man, that we didn't know about. As usual. I think that's like the usual.
Yeah.
That's the usual statement here in Las Vegas. Like, wow, this is actually a pretty big band, and I didn't know about it.
Exactly. Yeah, they slipped through the cracks, man. So it says here, UFO, they're an English rock band. They formed in London in '68. They became a transitional group between early hard rock and heavy metal and the new wave of British heavy metal, which we know Iron Maiden. There was another group, Saxon. There's a few other bands that I think we've touched that kind of fit within that movement. The band's current lineup includes vocalist Phil Mogg, lead guitarist Vinnie Moore, rhythm guitarist and keyboardist Neil Carter, bass guitarist Rob DeLuca, and drummer Andy Parker. Over a career spanning 53 years, UFO, they've released, 22 studio albums, 14 live recordings, 16 compilation albums, and one album of cover songs. Looks like they've sold 20-something million records worldwide. Some of their popular songs are Doctor Doctor, which we were considering doing.
Give me the news, I gotta. Is it that one? I love you. Or whatever they saying.
Me and you saying two different things. Might be two different songs. I don't know. Doctor Doctor, Rock Bottom, which is the song we're doing today. Natural Thing, Lights Out, Too Hot to Handle, and Only You Can Rock Me, Baby. UFO is considered one of the greatest classic hard rock acts and often cited as one of the key influences on the 1980s and 1990s hard rock and heavy metal scene.
Wow.
The band was ranked number 84 on VH1's 100 Greatest Artists of Hard Rock. So this is a legendary band.
That's crazy, dude.
That kind of slipped through the cracks. It's not that we haven't seen UFO. We just haven't seen them as much as some of the other acts we've done.
And it looks like they came out with a best of album in 2019. Will the Last Man Standing Turn Out the Lights? So, I mean, apparently that might be a fire-ass, reinvention of all their greatest hits. I don't know how many tracks. You know what? Let me look it up real quick. Let me see.
Can't do a best of if you're not popping, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You got to have had some success to have
That's
a best of.
Yeah, and it looks like they have 33 tracks on there. So that's a lot of songs, man. You know,
Okay.
that can't be 33 bad songs, I wouldn't assume.
Man, listen. All I know is, bruh, 20 million albums sold worldwide. Huge success, and
Rock Bottom's number 2 on there. Sorry, Doctor Doctor's number 1 and Rock Bottom is number 2. So.
Coincidentally, as far as the most listened to songs, it's Doctor Doctor's the number 1 listened to song by this band, and Rock Bottom's the number 3 listened to song. Youngblood, though, coming in at number 2.
Youngblood is on here too. That's number 7 on the Best Of album.
Interesting. Thank goodness, though. It looks like the copy that we're listening to, Rock Bottom, was remastered, sir.
Yeah, because 74?
In 2007.
74, old dates always scare me.
Yeah.
As far as the recording quality. I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be all right.
All right, let's get into it, man. UFO, Rock Bottom.
Know what I mean? 21 alone. so slowly, Father.
If you don't like those riffs though, like if those riffs don't grab you, then this song is gonna be a rough listen for you.
There you go. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Okay, because you know how I am about repetition. If it's hot, I don't mind if it's repeated. So those riffs are pretty prominent, and they need to grab you because that shit is just like you were just saying. Like,
the riffs, the guitar riffs in that is what's taking center stage to me. Everything else is just kind of like mediocre to me. I'm just keeping it 1,000. But again, I'm trying to transport myself in that time frame of 1972. Or 74, excuse me. And I get it. This could have been something that it's like, wow, this is new and different and refreshing and all of those things. But listening to it now in 2021, which damn, that sounds like such a futuristic date to me. It's crazy. But listen to it now, I'm like, the guitar work in here is just taking center stage. So to your point, if you like those riffs, I mean, you're gonna probably be into the song. But I do like them. Michael Schenker? I don't know if I'm saying that
Hungry,
right.
why wait? You want a Schnicker this one? Schenker. I think it's
Schenker. Okay. I apologize. I know I probably slaughtered that. But the guitar work is really good. I do like the guitar work. But to me, that is like that is like 95% of the song.
Yeah, it does. It's prominent.
Everyone else is just kind of like, just don't fuck it up. Let me go ahead and take center stage.
Singer's pretty good though.
Is the way I'm hearing it anyway.
Yeah, we listened to these songs in 1974. A good way for me to, I guess I don't want to say X out what you just said as far as like, well, back in the day, maybe during this time this is hot. Is I focus on what I've heard from the 70s. And the bands that were prominent that I've loved that
so
we've
compare it.
So I can compare.
Yeah, I got
so
you.
I'm comparing this to
Black Sabbath.
Don't do that.
I don't know
if that's fair. That's not even fair. But Blue Oyster Cult, right?
Okay.
What else did we do? Deep Purple.
Deep Purple.
There's
yeah.
another band there.
Yeah.
What's another band that we've done? Rush.
Yep.
Rush.
But that's you're Rush and like Black Sabbath to me. That's like the cheat code. You can't even put them in the same.
Deep Purple, but Deep Purple slept on
right.
too.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
There's a lot. What Scorpions had a good song that we did. So I mean, there's
That's
bands.
true.
There's
That's true,
bands
yeah.
that I'm just comparing it to that in comparison to some of the songs that we did. And this is just this song, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to define the band in this. It just seems like it sounds very middle of the road to me in comparison to those bands that were doing their thing and the songs that we've done from those bands. Doesn't sound bad, Ryan. And like you said, I don't think the riffs sound bad at all. Clearly, they can play. And the funny thing is, even with this band, just the pace and the speed and just their ability skill-wise, I could tell, like, this is just, even a middle-of-the-road band that during this time is still on a different level.
Killing it.
Yep. And I think the singer sounds good. So it doesn't sound bad at all. But, again, in comparison to, their contemporaries during that time, nah, bruh, I don't know. Let's get back to it.
Down for you to me. Minutes pass so slowly, Father. Hands on your clock. Heaven don't just know when you can knock. Rock bottom, rock bottom, rock bottom.
They're still playing.
Rock bottom, rock bottom, rock bottom.
Okay, show us something. Let's go UFO.
Well, all darkness closing in. Will the light reveal your soul? Just one sweet kiss on your clay cold lips. How long sleep you'll never know. Where do we go?
the rest of the song.
Yeah.
Ryan wanted me to let the solo ride out. I'm like, I don't want to forget
the whole damn
song.
song. Yeah. Yeah.
But dude, they turned it up.
They switched it up.
They
on
turned
us.
it up on
They
us.
switched it up
215.
on us.
They was like, man, y'all, we ain't just one of these legendary acts for no reason,
Exactly.
huh?
Yeah.
Because the first part did sound. The riffs were just, again, we know how I am about repetition. I've said that before. It was very repetitive,
Yeah.
but what was being repeated just didn't grab me as much with those riffs, even though I knew that they were quality. But man, the transition when they slowed it down and swagged it out, slowed that pace down. Then they started to incorporate the solo in here, man. They turned it up here.
Yeah, they did. They
turned it up.
And it's a totally different sound when they switched it. When the bridge came in and it slowed down. I don't know if you guys heard me over the music. I was telling George, I was like, man, the way he's playing the guitar sounds like he's ad-libbing and shit with the guitar. Like a singer would ad-lib and, as that person singing, that person would kind of throw a he or a ha or whatever the case may be in there. It sounds like that he was playing the guitar like it was an ad-lib and shit. Like just adding little nuances in the
that's that blues,
on
bro.
the end of the that slowed down pace, and then they transitioned so beautifully back into that sped up pace, which was great, into the solo. So I mean, a lot happened there in a short period of time to wake us up quickly.
They
Like,
changed.
damn.
They completely
Like,
changed
wow.
the complexion of the song.
Yeah.
right there at around 2:15 mark. So okay, my bad. UFO, way to shut us up, man. Let's get back to it. Go ahead, Michael. Mike's taking it to a different level here, man. But this is the second time we stopped in the middle of a solo mode. Mike's getting
he's
crazy
killing
though,
it.
bro.
He's killing it,
He's
dude.
killing it. But Mike Snickers, man. Snickers, man. Call him Snickers, bro. This is a really, really good solo, actually. Oh my goodness.
He's destroying it,
He
man.
really is, though.
And that's why I said that in the first pause. It's like Michael, before I knew his name, I said the guitarist is almost like, I'm going to take center stage, y'all just don't fuck it up. And that's kind of what it sounds like to me. And that's not to diminish anyone else, man. I know that could come off kind of like condescending to the rest of the band artists. Shout out to everybody on this song because it takes everyone to make the song. So it ain't just one person. But I will say, the guitarist is taking center stage to me. And Michael's really, especially in this solo, the whole way through, but especially in the solo, it's almost like he's Jordan. He's doing the Jordan effect to it. Like, yeah, I got it, but I'm gonna bring you to the promised land. Who do I want shooting the last shot when the game's on the line? Michael Jordan or Michael Schnicker. No, just fucking around.
This is a very long solo that's kept me captivated. So there's been enough variation in the chord progressions, and even though I understand everything else surrounding the guitar work in the song is it seems relatively straightforward, but there have been sort of tone changes and things like that have sort of helped the solo keep its appeal. At first, the music was loud and it gets lower, and then so there's these certain things that are sort of accompanying the solo that I think really help keep the listener engaged with it, man. But the solo definitely is excellent, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike, bro. All right, let's get back to it.
destroyed that, man. That's probably one of the best solos we've heard on the channel.
Ever heard.
You know, and I apologize. I believe it's Mike Schenker. I believe. Schenker.
Schenker.
If I'm still slaughtering, I'm sorry, Mike. But
I hope he's not like, it's Michael. I hope he's not that guy.
yeah.
It's Michael, not Mike.
Yeah, so I know I made, we made little jokes or whatever about the mispronouncing the last name, but the bottom line though is they played well. Everyone played well, man, but Mike took this to a new level, man.
The solo was the star.
And the solo was incredible. Yeah. It was incredible. And you said that it made you get into the actual regular riffs of the regular song.
That we weren't too high on.
Right.
The initial riffs that we weren't too high on, coming off the high of that solo sounded great.
Yeah,
actually sounded good.
UFO did their thing.
They really did. This actually ended up being a really good song.
They did their thing.
That we kind of slept on. And I like when we jump off. I like when we jump off the bridge early sometimes, man. I like seeing us get turned, and I think it's real. And it's just sometimes like right at this second, we feel this way. Yep. And that can change based off of what is
it's real, it's authentic,
what's presented to us. Yeah, exactly. I like that. So I love videos like this. You just had to be great, man. You just had to be a great musician at this time, man. And no mistaking it. The craft your craft, whether you're a guitarist, drummer, whatever the case may be. We were talking our little talk at the beginning, but I want to make sure I pointed out that even if it felt like this was sort of ordinary in comparison to some of the stuff that we heard from their contemporaries, it was still high level stuff done in this song. And that's just what it's coming down to, man. Like I know that I always say that hip hop doesn't have enough gatekeepers, and I think rock and metal has way too many gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they can lose some in the rock and we can gain some in hip hop. But I understand why people are so passionate about old school rock, man. It's almost like this is like the work of the ancients. You know how sometimes in movies like they like society actually regresses. Like the ancients were the ones with the great technology and then over time like their seeds, their offspring.
It just got watered down.
They got watered down a little bit. And and they left little jewels for the offspring to come back and somehow recapture the greatness of the ancients, or maybe there was an apocalyptic event. But I feel like that's what it is. Like rock was at such a high level.
I got you.
Ancients were just so
I like
great.
that analogy though.
I
like it.
And I feel like to a degree, but there's some new guys, as we've done, plenty of new bands and some amazing work out there. But you do get the feeling that things have sort of, in terms of musicianship. I'm not saying what I like musically. But
I got you.
Skill and musicianship, as we've done these, man, and you guys have told us this along the way. But we needed to see for ourselves. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't just the old dudes just being mad and can't accept new shit, which it is that too. But I do really appreciate these bands during this time just being at such a high level, man, and really taking pride in their craft, man.
And really just laying down the groundwork.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many more bands, I can only imagine. How many bands haven't we done? Don't answer that question. But
they will.
Sure there are a lot of bands during this period, and I'm sure that we haven't even touched that. We haven't even uncovered again.
Which is why we wanted to do the live stream, but it didn't work out that way. But,
fuck that live stream, man. But anyways, I love the fact that just during this time, man, it was a renaissance. It was a sort of period in time, man, where you just had to be great, and it was just the standard. You just had to be great. So even bands that didn't get certain popularity or just sort of middle of the road were still such a high
I got you.
Just appreciate it.
And dude, I love
not saying that this band was middle of the road though.
Yeah.
Because clearly they were a big band and they're a legendary band. But it's just there were so many requests for so many other bands. Like I don't know if they are going to be mentioned amongst like Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin either.
Right.
But they were maybe before them. But there's a lot of bands. The reason why I'm kind of going the middle of the road route is because we just haven't seen this requested a lot.
Right.
So maybe in terms of what people perceive as great bands,
Yep.
maybe this band was sort of in the middle road. I don't know. But excellent. It ended up being a very good song.
Good song, man. And I'm actually interested to get into the Best Of album. So maybe we could do some more reactions from them as well, because this was very intriguing. This is a good introduction song for us. You know what I mean? It really did a good job. So
definitely getting back to UFO.
Yeah, man. And one of the things I wanted to touch on really quick, because I know you said it's kind of like, looking at music from back then to see where it's at now, and obviously not to disparage any musicians that's out at this point, but one of the things that I really like, man, about old music is I think, well, not I think, but they were limited by the technology of their time. So that I think brings out the best in you, because
Yep.
you can't rely on technology. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of music that I love that's mastered, and you have the benefit of technology, and so it has its benefits. And I've said on plenty of occasions that I like that. But going against that a little bit, it really brings out the best in you when you don't have to rely on things. Remember, you used to remember phone numbers? Remember that? Before we had all the technology with phones and smartphones kind of like makes you dumb. And don't get me wrong, smartphones are great, right? But it really keeps you from using certain parts of your brain to be great at things. Like I used to be off the chain at math. I could get like, I could do all kinds of shit. I'm like, man, just grab the calculator. Just grab the calculator. You know what I'm saying? So you really become codependent on electronics and technology. So to your point, I think you really had to have a good grasp of at least being proficient at your craft. You know what I mean? You couldn't just be like, well, I'm okay, but I can clean that up in post production, or I can clean that up or I can mix it a little bit better, or whatever the case may be. Yep. I think you really had to, because you didn't have all those technologically advancements, in 1974. So I think that really speaks to the authenticity and how great you had to be at what you did. You know what I'm saying?
They all just
you have to respect that. You
gotta
have to respect that, dude.
Shout out to everybody that requested UFO, that's been requesting UFO. Hopefully we satisfied someone's request here with this song. We just kind of randomly picked them and looked at bands that were like a big deal. We saw a few comments for this band, but for the most part, this is almost like a pick a name out of a hat of an old school band that we haven't done, man. So that's it. If you guys enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, guys, check out our Patreon channel if you're interested. The link for that will be in the description. Also, you'll see the link for our sponsors. I'm George. That's Ryan. Lost in Vegas.
We out.